Calculating box fill involves determining the total volume occupied by conductors, devices, and fittings within an electrical box. The goal is to ensure that the box is not overcrowded, which could lead to overheating, insulation damage, or other safety hazards. For a 14/2 non-metallic sheathed cable, the calculation considers both the current carrying conductors and the equipment grounding conductor. Each 14 American wire gauge conductor is assigned a specific volume based on the National Electrical Code or a condensed version of it. This volume represents the space that the conductor occupies within the box. According to the information, each 14 American wire gauge conductor counts as 2 cubic inches. A 14/2 cable contains 2 current carrying conductors, a hot and a neutral. Therefore, the total volume for these 2 conductors is 2 conductors times 2 cubic inches per conductor, which equals 4 cubic inches. The equipment grounding conductor also contributes to the box fill calculation. The code specifies that for any number of equipment grounding conductors, only 1 cubic inch is added based on the largest equipment grounding conductor in the box. In the case of a 14/2 cable, the equipment grounding conductor is typically 14 American wire gauge. Therefore, only 1 cubic inch is added for all the equipment grounding conductors present. To determine the total box fill for a 14/2 non-metallic sheathed cable, you add the volume of the current carrying conductors to the volume of the equipment grounding conductor. This is 4 cubic inches for the conductors plus 1 cubic inch for the equipment grounding conductor, which equals 5 cubic inches. Therefore, a 14/2 non-metallic sheathed cable requires 5 cubic inches of box fill. It is important to select an electrical box that has a volume equal to or greater than the calculated box fill to comply with electrical codes and ensure safe electrical installations. The NEC, or National Electrical Code, provides tables and guidelines for determining the minimum box sizes based on the number and size of conductors, devices, and fittings contained within the box. When calculating box fill, it is important to consider all conductors present in the box, including those that pass through without being spliced or terminated. Each conductor that enters the box counts towards the total box fill. Additionally, any devices mounted in the box, such as switches or receptacles, also contribute to the box fill and must be accounted for in the calculation. Furthermore, cable clamps, connectors, and other fittings that take up space inside the box must be included in the box fill calculation. The NEC specifies the volume allowances for these fittings. To accurately calculate box fill, it is essential to consult the latest edition of the NEC and refer to the appropriate tables and sections that provide the volume allowances for conductors, devices, and fittings. It is also important to understand the definitions and terminology used in the code to ensure that the calculations are performed correctly. Box fill calculations are typically performed by electricians, electrical contractors, and electrical inspectors to ensure that electrical installations comply with safety standards and regulations. Correct box fill calculations help prevent overheating, insulation damage, and other electrical hazards. In addition to the basic box fill calculations for conductors and devices, the NEC also provides rules for calculating box fill in specific situations, such as when using different types of conductors, when installing equipment grounding conductors of different sizes, and when using boxes with internal barriers or dividers. These special rules are designed to address the unique challenges that arise in certain electrical installations. The NEC also addresses the use of extension rings, which are sometimes used to increase the volume of an electrical box. Extension rings must be properly installed and must comply with the NEC requirements for box fill. When selecting an electrical box for a particular application, it is important to consider not only the box fill requirements but also the physical size and shape of the box, as well as the location where the box will be installed. The box must be large enough to accommodate all of the conductors, devices, and fittings that will be contained within it, and it must be suitable for the environmental conditions at the installation location. Electrical boxes are available in a variety of materials, including metal and non-metallic materials. Metal boxes are typically used in commercial and industrial applications, while non-metallic boxes are commonly used in residential applications. The choice of box material depends on the specific requirements of the installation and the applicable electrical codes. In addition to the NEC, many local jurisdictions have their own electrical codes and regulations that must be followed. These local codes may have additional requirements for box fill calculations and electrical installations. It is important to consult with local electrical inspectors and authorities to ensure that all applicable codes and regulations are met. Proper box fill calculations are essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems. By following the NEC guidelines and consulting with qualified electrical professionals, you can ensure that electrical boxes are properly sized and that electrical installations comply with all applicable codes and regulations. In summary, box fill calculations are a critical aspect of electrical installations. They ensure that electrical boxes are not overcrowded, preventing overheating, insulation damage, and other safety hazards. The calculation involves determining the total volume occupied by conductors, devices, and fittings within the box, following the guidelines provided in the National Electrical Code and any applicable local codes. For a 14/2 non-metallic sheath cable, the box fill is calculated by adding the volume of the current carrying conductors to the volume of the equipment grounding conductor. Since each 14 American wire gauge conductor counts as 2 cubic inches, the 2 current carrying conductors in a 14/2 cable contribute 4 cubic inches to the box fill. The equipment grounding conductor adds an additional 1 cubic inch, resulting in a total box fill of 5 cubic inches for a 14/2 non-metallic sheath cable. It's essential to select an electrical box with a volume equal to or greater than the calculated box fill to ensure compliance with electrical codes and maintain a safe electrical installation. Always consult the latest edition of the NEC and local codes, and seek guidance from qualified electrical professionals when performing box fill calculations. Remember that box fill calculations are not just a matter of compliance, but a fundamental aspect of ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical systems in homes, businesses, and industrial facilities. By taking the time to understand and apply these principles, you contribute to a safer electrical environment for everyone. Firstly, determine the number of conductors. Secondly, identify the gauge of each conductor. Thirdly, refer to the NEC table for cubic inch volume per conductor.